The city of Compton only allows residents to have garage sales on the first Saturday of the month, and I'm finally available to check it out. There's also this permitting fee to have a garage sale, so I hope that doesn't mean there's going to be like none. But anyways, we're here in El Monte Station. We're about to take the the J line to Rosecrans. Not that silver, the other silver. If it's a 2-slot bike rack, I'll just wait for the next one since I'll probably be too early anyways. This is one of LA Metro's iconic 45-foot Nabi buses. These are special because they can fit more people than a standard 40-foot bus with the same number of axles, and LA Metro is the only transit agency to ever use them. They also have curved windows, giving them that sleek tubular look. Though they can fit more people, unfortunately they can't fit more bikes. But the J line is really frequent, so the next one will be here in 15 minutes. So we're here, we're going down here.
Line San Pedro via downtown LA.
The beauty of the J line is it starts in the San Gabriel Valley, heads west on the 10 freeway, passes through downtown LA, and then continues south on the 110 going all the way to San Pedro. We're definitely taking advantage of this through-running aspect today, getting off at Rosecrans. On the way back, we'll be taking the A line, which is the light rail that passes through the middle of Compton. Wow, that bus was packed. I couldn't even get out the front door, but I got my bike. Well, that's a lot quieter. I need to find a bathroom. Thanks for sharing. Well, there's some transit-accessible weed. The J line drops us off in the little strip of land within the city limits of LA, between the city of Gardena to the west and West Rancho Dominguez to the east, which is like the unincorporated industrial side of Compton. Here we're heading east on Rosecrans to get to the residential side for the garage sales. But more importantly, somewhere to use the bathroom. Alright, I turned on Avalon because Rosecrans, I know, isn't very bike friendly. In the search for a park with a bathroom, I did not find one here on Alondra and Central. Keep going. Alright, we're here at Hemingway Park in the city of Carson, and I managed to find bathrooms that exist. It's kind of good to stall some time because it's still pretty early. It's just barely 8 a.m. But I think this might be a waste of time because cities that have garage sale permit requirements are generally not good garage selling territory. But we'll find out. Fortunately, I was proven wrong and there were soon garage sales to be found. Okay, we're back on Alondra. There's the airport. Oh, there's a bike lane. Nice. And then there's people parked in the bike lane. Not nice. Quick, someone call bike lane uprising. I spy garage sale sign. Alright, I already found 3, so we're at least doing better than San Marino. We're about to turn east on Greenleaf. Bike lane, yay. Not a fan of the impossible to see oncoming traffic corner. Here we're passing over Compton Creek, which has a bike trail starting on the north side of the street, and shortly after we cross over the A-line tracks. I sense more garage sales. There's the Alameda corridor on the appropriately named Alameda Street. Honestly, actually finding quite a few. Definitely not going home empty-handed, I'll say that much. I was actually surprised I found at least 10 garage sales. That's a definite improvement over San Marino, though their rules are way more restrictive. These streets are so narrow they can only park on one side. I've never seen that before. Not a big fan of the amount of stray dogs here. That is a big donut, and there's a donut shop right here too. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it, head back to the A-line. I was really challenging myself to not make any hip-hop references in this video, because there would have just been far too many. Actually, yeah, that was last month, but it's the first week of April, that counts. Oh, I need to get a shot of the MLK Memorial before I go, but we're here at the A-line station, basically. Yeah, this will be more comfortable than the J-line for sure. Some G-Trans. There's the Compton Renaissance bus. Oh, it's a former Lawndale Beat bus being used on the Compton Renaissance. That one actually says Compton. Fillmore. Oh, are they doing Bus Bridge? We'll find out. I guess they're doing construction, eh? These new flyers have the bike rack so you don't have to step in front of traffic to use. This part of the video is really just gratuitous bus fanning, isn't it? I guess that wasn't too painful. I would take the A-line the rest of the way to the Azusa. And then we'll debrief the garage sailing finds back home. In the scheme of things, a bus bridge between Fillmore and Allen is pretty minor. The detour was only 20 minutes. I remember years back when the A-line was closed for months between Compton and Long Beach, and that felt like it took forever, because the bus had to get on and off the freeway so many times to serve all the stations. Alright, what did we get? First item, a pair of pants that fit me for 25 cents. Pretty good deal. Next item, a spool of flux core welding wire and some vice grips for gripping on hex nuts apparently. These two both for $20. At first I was kind of hesitant because the labeling where it says flux core was wiped off. I was hoping it wasn't solid wire because my welder over here is a flux core welder. And solid wire you need shielding gas. This has the flux inside of the wire so it creates the shielding gas basically. And I was pleased to figure out that this is the correct one. It feels like a 2-pound spool, which is a good thing. At first I thought $20 was not a good deal, but I remembered I recently bought a 1-pound spool at Home Depot for like $25, so that's like a 200% savings. This might be one of the most useless pieces of vice grip technology, but maybe it's also one of the best things to carry on a bike when you need something in a pinch. As someone who works with metal a lot, there's a tendency for us to judge our self-worth by how many pairs of vice grips we own, because you can never have enough. And then lastly, I couldn't resist. I bought a glass brick for $2. These are one of my favorite structural elements. Glass bricks, baby. And this one looks like it's more for decoration, like you can put coins in it or something, or make a terrarium out of it. I'll find a use for it. These things look awesome. So yeah, Compton's in the house. Just couldn't resist that Dezo Daz reference, could I? So, would I recommend garage sailing in Compton? I don't know. That's really up to you. The city has historically been known for having a high creep factor, but from what I understand it isn't nearly as bad as it was in the 1980s and 90s. But let's compare it to some other destinations we've explored on this channel, shall we? Like yeah, the finds were alright, but it wasn't particularly mind-blowing. The amount of sales wasn't that impressive either, at least compared with some of the less frequent community sales on here. But transit access was top-notch. It's right on the Metro A-line, and the Metro buses through here run really frequently as well. Compare that with trying to get out to Moreno Valley or Lake Elsinore on a Saturday, where the Metrolink doesn't even run that direction in the morning. And I couldn't complain much about the bike infrastructure. I mean, yeah, there's some parked cars and the stray dogs, but they didn't really bother me. The city is very much a grid street pattern, so if one street has too much traffic, you can just go over to the next one without running into dead ends. I think the one conclusion I can objectively make from all this is for garage sailing, it's much better than San Marino.